Hello, first off, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. This is the Warpforge speaking, and sorry for not putting up much content of late. I've been very busy with everything in the way, but I've got a few spare, I've got a bit of time to myself, so thought may as well do a hobby update. So, pardon me, I'll be showing what I've been painting up so far, and it will be these guys. Now, I'm selling these guys off to a friend who wanted us to paint them up in his custom successor chapter Iron Hands scheme called the Iron Serpents. So as you see here, I'm happy with the... Yes, I'm definitely very happy with the armour colour because it doesn't look glow-in-the-dark Games Workshop-esque look-alike. It looks perfectly natural for war-torn battle armour. And I'm happy with the robes because it does actually look like a robe colour, like an old, raggedy, war-torn colour. What I'm planning on doing is painting the face the usual colours. The arches, or whatever this bit is behind his head, with that will be painted in bronze. His weapon, his mace, will be painted in bronzes and silvers. All the icons around about here, and his leg and stuff with wings or whatever it is, will be painted in bronze with probably small silver highlights. The handle, I think that's what it's called, or the underside of the shield, painted steel. The front side will be painted in white, but more in a pure white than the robe colour here. Archways, or the exhausts, or whatever you call these bits here, the vents or whatever, will be painted in silver, or steel, sorry. And I have done a few guys, but you get the general gist of it. They're all looking the same, so just thought I'd show them off. And we have also, well, I have, over Christmas, I have also painted up my Oblitorators. So here's the first one. I enjoy how this guy looks. I enjoy the skin colours that I've painted on his back. That looks very leathery, but it looks very realistic, I think. But I enjoy what it looks like, because it doesn't look just slapped on. I've applied black washes to the grey areas and a light dry brush of grey on the trims and stuff. The only thing I'm not happy with is the weapons, but I've been spending so much time on them, I just can't figure the time to paint up like plasma glowing from here. I've managed to do like melted gun bits, as you see, the melted gun bit here, in a burnt-ish, like it's just fired. Apart from that, I'm happy with that I've got all of it generally done. So that was the first one, and I still need to base them in a snow, and I was thinking of a wash, like a drip wash of red to stain the snow in with drops of blood. This is the second one. Hey, more orange eyes and stuff. I did the leather in, well, first it was just it was bone colour, rotten flesh. That's what it was called, rotten flesh. Then I washed it in a Vigello Game Colours brown. I basically watered it down enough so that it became a wash, and then dry brushed rotten flesh on, and then again. I then did a mix of skull white and rotten flesh, and then I applied a very light dry brush of skull white on top of that to get the effect that I wanted, which I was very pleased and happy with. I think what I will be doing, and here's the third and final one, I think what I will be doing in the future is I'm going to paint the bodywork on and the trim on, then wash it in blue. We'll give it, I know there's a Vigello Game Colours dark blue that I probably would give it a wash over, then apply very light layers of dry brushed electric blue from Vigello Game Colours paint range, and try and flesh it more out, I think, because currently it looks quite nice, I feel, but I think just that added touch might just bring it out a bit more. But apart from that, I'm satisfied and I'm happy with how they went out. I also, during Christmas, managed to receive 3 Batman miniatures from the Knights model range. So I'll be showing the first one, which is Mr. Freeze, which I am absolutely happy with. I'm pleased with them, and this is because Mr. Freeze is one of my all-time favourite super characters in the genre. I haven't applied his head yet because I'm going to paint him up first, and then I'm going to stick his head on. I'm going to paint his head, then I'm going to stick his head on. What I like about this model, plenty of detail, as you see on the back and all that. It's very nicely sculpted. It's, I think, more true scale 30mm. I don't think it's heroic scale because it's not at that height, and it's not. I find with heroic scale, they're more bulkier or thicker than true scale. So I think it's more true scale 30mm. What I like about this model is the references to the Heart of Ice episode on the Batman the Animated Series show, which was the snow globe, as you see here, which is a reference to what Mr. Freeze was holding at the start of the episode, Heart of Ice. And the pistol, I say, but it's the Freeze gun is one-handed, so I keep thinking of a pistol, which is nice because in the Arkham City game, where Mr. Freeze was featured with that level and all that, the designers of that game decided to refer to the Heart of Ice storyline for Mr. Freeze and use that version of Mr. Freeze. Superhero knowledge. But so it looks more like a one-handed pistol, which I was very nicely happy with, just like in the game. And the game was a reference from the Heart of Ice episode on Batman the Animated Series, I think. But I enjoyed that. And I enjoyed just the level of detail on him, because he's going to be an absolute joy to paint. I got the base from Fantascape, which I will try and put a link on if I can find the website, because it's very hard to find, but I probably can find it. The next miniature I will be showcasing is Scarecrow. As you see, another Fantascape base, because I got all the bases in a pack of 3 for like £3, I think, £3.50, £3. What I like about this miniature is it does look like it's from the Arkham Asylum game. It's very heavily detailed to make it look authentic. What I don't like about it is he was very fiddly. Well, he's very fiddly, yes. But it's just this bit I don't like. I don't like him grabbing or with his syringe hand holding on to the bag. I would have preferred it if it was on that hand and his other hand more free. I think that would have been nicer, because it feels like the model's too positioned over here rather than a nice balance all over the model. Another thing that I didn't like about the Scarecrow and the Mr. Freeze model was, because the true scale, they're very fiddly to put together, and that's alright if it was a plastic model, but when you consider that these are metal and you have to use super glue, and super glue takes a while to hold, sometimes sticks on your fingers and it can get a bit frustrating to build it. Another thing was that they're all slaughter bases, and I don't like, if you're making something like a metal mini, I don't like slaughter bases, especially for like solo characters and stuff, because I'd rather have a free or a freer choice in how to position the legs. And when it's usually on a slaughter base, it usually for me gives a very 2D sculpt, as you see here, because this is very, if you look on the slide here, very flat, which is another point which I didn't like about the Scarecrow model. But apart from that, I mean, you can have a look, you can just see all this stuff there. But I do like the model as a whole though, so it is worth what it is. It is a nice model, just a detail, and you can literally just reference it straight out the Arkham Asylum game. The last mini isn't from the Arkham Asylum game, but from the Dark Knight Rises, Heath Ledger's Joker. And I really like this guy. What I really liked about him was because I had some frustration with building Mr. Freeze and especially Scarecrow's claw hand, because they're not many pieces, they're only like 1 or 2 on the sprue list, which is what I also like about them. But this guy, I basically just glued the submachine or his custom gun in, and it just stuck in place. I was very happy with that. Again, he's a bit 2D, very flat, but considering how he's posed and all that, it does look like it came straight from the film, so I'm very happy with how he is. I mean, they do have all the detail in, such as the shirt, the face, the makeup, the hair. And I placed them on a Fantascape base, and it gives a better atmosphere, I feel, than it's just a regular slaughter base. Feels more carnagey, which is more of the Joker's atmosphere. He lives in chaos and carnage. Another thing which I got, where if he is here, and he is, was this kit. Boom. I used a Fantascape base. Now that was a bit of an expensive base, but for the model I want it to be a centerpiece for my Ork army. Yes, it is a Mega Dredd. I'm trying to hold it as still as I possibly can. I like this model. I like this model a lot. What I didn't like was about this model was assembling it, because it had a few rivets here and there, and these bits at the end, you had to glue these little, like, how to put them, Tesla coil compartments at the back. Hang on. Yep, Tesla coil things. Compartments at the back you had to, or spring-loaded compartments you had to glue in. So I didn't enjoy building them because that was a bit fiddly. And the rivets on his feet you had to glue in separately, which I didn't enjoy because that was also quite fiddly. What I do enjoy about this model is the level of detail. I mean, I don't know how long this will take to paint, which is frightening for us. I'm going to estimate half a year to paint that, if I want it to look nice. I liked this part, which was the big shooters. They look so much superior to Games Workshop's usual big shooters. I mean, Games Workshop just take note from Forge World. That is how you make a big shooter. Aside from that, you do have seen-through gubbins, but I didn't really like that, so I just kept it to the normal can reference from one of the previous edition models before the plastic ones came out. As you see, I assembled it with a Ripper Claw. What I enjoyed about the Ripper Claw was that it looks awesome and all that. What I didn't enjoy was this bit. I don't like the spacing. It just feels too closed in. I think there needs a bit more spacing. But apart from that, it's very nice. And the kill cannon, I've got no worries about how it was built. I enjoyed building that bit of the whole kit. I really did. It was very enjoyable. I just probably one of my favourite bits about the gun is this spring-loaded hammer at the back. This bit here, because when it fires, it just pops the hammer, and the hammer pops the grenade. Because it in effect it looks like more like an oversized grenade launcher, the killer cannon, and out the grenade goes, ready to explode on contact. I think one of the most frustrating things to build about this was this exhaust fume, but apart from that, I really enjoyed building this model. As we see here, if we can zoom in, hello. If we can zoom in, well, apparently it's not zooming in, so I'll just have to keep it at the back for a bit. But as we see here, I had to use green stuff and super glue to keep it in place. I was thinking about pinning it, but I've pinned in general the whole model now, so, and it's very thin on the exhaust where it glues, so I wasn't taking any chances with this model. But yeah, that doesn't have like any pegs or holes in. It's basically just glue flat on flat, which I didn't enjoy because it's very difficult to build that. But on the whole, I did enjoy building the model, and I enjoyed seeing the lasting result, which is the completed kit. I think what I would do in future, if I start to make a scratch build Mega Dredd or anything, would be to buy one of the kill saw arms, but to also buy the claw accessories from the battle wagon kit and attach them to the side of the kill saw, so I could call it a kill saw or a ripper claw at the same time. But other than that, I really enjoyed building that kit. I thought it was very, very fun, and it looks nice on the board. I think when this is painted, it will just blend in with the game, and it will be one of those models that will make a cinematic atmosphere to the game. So, if I can put the stand on right, hello. And so this was the Warpforge with a very long hobby update. Thank you for sticking around, and thank you for watching. With that, I'll make a separate video for Malifaux, for Hobby Malifaux, which will probably take smaller time. So thanks for watching. If you liked what you see, please give it a like and subscribe. If you want to see more works in productions and more hobby updates, as well as battle reports in general in gaming. So this is the Warpforge signing out, and remember, keep on forging.